Hey everybody, it's Doug Schauf with Remax Oceanside and MakeMaineYourHome.com. In this week's episode of the Make Maine Your Home podcast, I have Keirstin Salisbury, and she's with the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital. And we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to learn a little bit about her. We're going to talk about the history of Barbara Bush Children's Hospital, the services they supply to the community and the children there, and then also how Remax helps out and how you can donate and all that stuff. So let's do this. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Keirstin Salisbury.
It's good to see you, Doug.
The infamous.
Hey, I'll take it. If that's what the tagline is now.
Right, yeah. So let's jump right in. We'll learn a little bit about you. Okay. Where are you from?
I am from Farmington, Maine.
Ooh.
Little tiny town.
Nice.
Fun fact, though, I was actually born at Maine Medical Center.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, so I was born at Maine Med before it was renamed the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital. I missed it by about 4 years. So born at Maine Medical Center, lived in Bodenham for a little bit, and then our family moved us to Farmington.
Moved to Farmington.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, so were you living? Was the family living in Portland then?
We were in Bodenham, so we
were.
were.
Okay, you were.
We
there.
weren't too far away. Yeah,
gotcha.
so
okay, but the hospital to come to was down here.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Which honestly I didn't realize until I had to get my birth certificate and realized I needed to go to Portland to get it. So.
Oh.
Fun facts.
See,
things you
cool.
never knew
that
you needed to know about me.
Ding ding. So tell me, what was it like in Farmington? I don't know a whole lot about it aside from there's the school there.
Yep.
Right.
Mount Blue.
So what was it? Was it like growing up? Small town?
Very small town. So where we actually lived, I could walk to every single school besides high school. So it was, really small. I grew up skiing with my family. The second we could walk, our parents put us on skis. So
nice.
We have a little mountain. It's not a mountain. It's a hill.
In Farmington?
In Farmington.
Really?
It's got about maybe like 6 or 7 trails, just a couple T-bars. So I spent a lot of time there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. What's the name of the mountain? Or is it just kind of like a...
Tickum.
Tickum. Okay.
Tickum. Yep.
Interesting. Never heard of that.
Yeah. It's, you gotta Google it. You'll understand now. It's literally like one trail down the middle and 2 T-bars on the side. And like a tiny little hut.
Right.
But it has the best French fries.
Good.
Ever.
Yeah.
So.
Those types of places do,
And
right?
they really do.
Right.
They really, I don't know if it's old frying oil, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
Not gonna ask.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, so you grew up there. Where'd you go from there? Did you go to college?
I did.
Okay.
So in Farmington, it's kind of funny. We say it's the natural progression there because you do the small town thing, and a lot of kids end up graduating from Mount Blue and just coming to Portland. It just kind of seems like the path a lot of people choose.
The big city.
Yeah, go to the big city, which literally at first felt like a big city.
Yeah.
But I actually spent a lot of time going to Long Island, Maine as a kiddo. So I knew this is ultimately where I wanted to end up so I could, make those ferry rides a little bit shorter. Wouldn't have to drive 2 hours to get there.
Yeah, you don't have to drive to get to it.
Exactly. I went to USM for communications and marketing and ended up getting an internship at the Children's Hospital.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Excellent. So before we get into that, just real quick, does your family still have a place out on Long Island?
We do not. So I actually left out one of my best friends. Her family grew up going there as children. Their family actually owns barracks out there and had a little pizza shop. So I got to tag along on their family vacations.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really, really fun.
I always love to hear people that go out to the islands because to me the islands are like such a gem in Maine here. And, if anybody, if you get out there, it's just amazing, some of the islands. And Long Island's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah. It's great. And it's a hop, skip, and a jump from, there's Peaks, Little Diamond, Great Diamond. Peaks, actually, I went to a lot this summer. And they have a great little restaurant out there now.
Yeah.
The food's amazing. The prices are totally, cheaper than I expected. It's really unbelievable. It's a great little weekend trip.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, internship at the Children's Hospital.
Internship.
And did that then progress into where you are now, or how did tell me about that whole transition?
Well, so what happened was I told them I was going to super glue myself to my chair so they couldn't make me leave.
So you told them.
I was like, I gotta stay. I love this.
I'm gonna sit in.
I was like, there's no way I can leave this place.
Yeah.
So actually what happened, I did my internship and it kept being extended and the stars just aligned and they had been thinking about adding a position. So they added a position and I was able to stay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So backing up just a tiny bit, getting the internship, like, did you have to go for that, or was it just kind of fell in your lap type thing?
Little bit of both.
Yeah.
So while I was finishing up my last year at USM, I realized that there were a big chunk of credits I had left that the communications program had a lot of media production, which wasn't necessarily what I wanted to go into. So I went to talk to a internship advisor, and he suggested I kind of start looking into opportunities in the area. But he also had a connection with Matthew Parks, who is our director. So had a meeting with Matt, and he said they needed an intern, and bada boom, bada bing.
There you go.
That
Awesome.
simple. That was great.
I love it. So then you got hired on full time. How long ago was that you got hired on full time?
About a year and 6 or 7 months ago.
Okay.
I think. But I've been there just shy of
Right
years.
around when you started to come around this office and say hi and all that.
Started showing up and saying,
Yeah.
"Hey guys,
Marco.
what are we gonna
Yeah.
do?" Yeah, hello. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So, so you're still young in the career. That's great. How's it been so far?
So people have asked me this question before, and it's almost overwhelming to answer because there's so many different ways to answer it. But I think the one thing that I realized is that the resilience of parents and children in these communities, and how many unbelievable people I have met that are just truly the definition of strength and resilience. It's been amazing. It's been really incredible.
Wow, that's great. That's great that you're taking that from that organization, because that's how I look at it too. I mean, I'm amazed at how people can go through some things. You know, sometimes I look at that, I'm like, I don't know if I can get through that. You know,
honestly,
I hope I can, but you know, if it ever happens.
I gotta say, like, although I always say, you know, ending up at the Children's Hospital isn't what everybody, no one thinks that's gonna happen.
Right, of course.
But when it does, the amazing staff, I mean, doctors, nurses, to child life staff, or like our teacher that we have in house, they just make the experience as close to normal as possible. I mean, it's incredible. And my brother was actually a patient there when he was younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of comes
so you got
full
you
circle.
got a little bit of a history there.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Pretty. Yeah, he's fine.
Good.
He's a punk.
He made it good. He made it
Drew.
Yeah, you punk.
We love you though.
So, well, what's your title, official title there?
Yeah, so I am a development coordinator that supports the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital and Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Okay.
So it's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
My business card.
Yeah.
It's a poster.
Like, here's your
Hey.
business. Hi, here's my business card.
Take it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that really, and I could be wrong, I'll let you explain more, but it seems like, because I know since you're sitting here with me, like, I'm assuming you kind of handle like the relationships between companies like us and all that. Is that?
Yeah, so the breakdown of what I do, so the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital is one group of philanthropy within our office. So they focus more on local sponsors. So it would be like Otto's Pizza, or, you know what I mean? Like something, just an example of like a Barista and Bites is actually one we do a lot of work with. Allagash, Bissell.
Okay.
CMN, Children's Miracle Network, focuses more on national relationships. So I'll work with Remax, IHOP, credit unions. So essentially anything that kind of has a national base and kind of trickle down effect into communities,
Right.
I'll help out with.
So does it? I should know all this, and I think I did at one point. So the Children's Miracle Network, that's the national thing. So the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital is really just the Portland, Maine, like that's the name of that hospital.
Yeah, so
Okay.
what we are is we are one of 170 hospitals within the CMN network.
Gotcha.
So we belong to this national program that helps us create fundraising opportunities at kind of a higher level. They create our connections and programs that then we can implement in our communities.
Gotcha. So not all of them are named Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
No.
Okay.
So there's like, I mean, whatever hospital is in the city would be, if they are a partner of CMN, it would be insert hospital name here,
Right.
a CMN hospital.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was trying to think of one, but
gotcha.
I can't say anything other besides Barbara Bush Children's
I know, right? That's all we're talking about. So I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because I want to talk about the history now.
Yeah.
We'll kind of go that route. What can you tell me about the history? I see you brought some notes.
I did.
You're well prepared. I love it.
There's
see,
a
I
lot
got
of
my
dates.
little notes. She's got her notes. Works
Just
out well.
one though.
Yeah, perfect. So tell me about the history. What? How did this all get started and all that stuff?
So, like I mentioned earlier, so I was born in 91, and the hospital became the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital in 95. So I just missed it.
You know, I graduated high school in 91.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm reminded daily that I'm like the younger person in almost every scenario.
Okay, never mind.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
No, it's not a negative.
Just,
it's fine.
that year
it's
just
fine.
made me think of that.
91. It's a great year
Class
to be
of
alive.
91. It was great.
So 95 was when the hospital was named the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And fun fact, I love fun facts about the hospital.
Fun fact.
So a lot of people think that Barbara actually donated the money to have the hospital named after her.
Okay. Yeah.
It was actually a donor that came in and said, "Hey, I'll give you this gift if you name," basically in Barbara's name.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like
interesting.
the nicest form of blackmail, I guess, ever. So she had no choice. She was like, "All right, let's do it."
Yeah, sure.
So anyway. So 95, it opened up. We had the inpatient unit open up in 1998.
Okay.
And then from there, mother, baby, labor, delivery kind of all fell into the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital umbrella. And then in 2016, we had the PICU, which is the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, open up. It's an 8-bed intensive care unit. It is incredible. It's so... Previously, the kiddos that were intensive care were mixed in with other patient populations, which just didn't seem to, you can have all the doctors in one place was great. So, that opened in 2016, and now basically the atrium is right off of, or the inpatient unit is right off of the pediatric intensive care unit, so those kids can just go right into
They have their own wing. And exactly.
Yep, absolutely. So, and one of the common misconceptions about BBCH is that it is just the inpatient unit at the hospital, but actually anywhere where a child is treated within in our southern Maine area is the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
Oh, interesting.
So so it's like if your kiddo goes to the emergency room, that's the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So really, any child that walks into Maine Med basically is part of that.
Absolutely.
That umbrella.
100%. So if someone says, "Oh, I'm going to have my baby at Maine Medical Center," it's actually the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids there.
So there you go. See, you're even more connected than you realized.
Nice.
What else is there? There's so much. That's the thing. Oh, and we have Angel 1 and Angel 2. They are
what's that?
2 ambulances that are essentially a NICU or PICU on wheels. They have everything that they need essentially to travel to the
wherever, right?
anywhere.
Yeah.
So if
Interesting.
say they get a call for a kiddo in Millinocket, they can take one of the ambulances up there, grab the kiddo. They have everything they need right on the truck itself, and it's really incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does, and this might get into like the services side of things. So how does, like the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital, it's designed to like help families financially as well? Is that part of it, or is it just straight up like any kid?
Yeah, so what our fundraising basically goes to, unrestricted funds essentially goes to where the care is needed most.
Okay.
So for example, we just recently purchased a MRI entertainment center.
Sounds like a video game.
It basically is. So they found that a lot of kids, when they have to go into MRIs, it's hard to sit still, and you got these machines, and it's scary and overwhelming, and they'd have to resort to anesthesia, sedation, and whatnot. And anytime you have to do that to a child, it is adding some risk.
Mm-hmm.
So they found that with this MRI entertainment center, the kiddo can actually pick a DVD, put on these essentially like goggles, and watch a movie while they're getting their MRI done.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so it's greatly reduced the number of times they've had to actually sedate children.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the lion's share of the fundraising that comes in sounds like it goes to technology like that.
It goes,
and of course better to help the facilities and those types of things.
Yes, I mean there's so many different buckets that it falls into. Essentially, like each year we look at what programs need some funds to help grow, or technology we need, medical training. So it honestly can go just about anywhere. Anything that is going to help the children's hospital. It's
Right.
pretty. I could give you a whole list of them.
Right.
You would fall asleep. I mean, they're cool, but
I'm sure there's
so many.
I'm sure is there a list on like your website or anything like that?
So
What's a good place for people to go to, and we can even like flash it on the screen?
Yeah. So actually, we are currently putting together one for this year. So
Okay.
it's in the works. It is
Great.
in the works. So you'll be able to find it on bbch.org.
Okay.
And that will give.
That's the main website.
That's bbch.org.
BBCH. You say that so quickly. I gotta get used to it.
BBCH.
BBCH. There you go. .org.
And so we will have some type of PDF on there that will show kind of where the money is
where it
going.
all goes.
Yeah, and also our Facebook page will every once in a while we'll put something up to show the community where their money is actually going.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, what kind of services does the hospital offer in general? I mean, is it like everything? Everything from pediatric to life-saving, the whole 9 yards?
You nailed it.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
basically everything from child visits, I mean, checkups, mother, baby, labor, delivery, to life-saving care. I mean, we are a level 1 PICU, which means we can take the most critically ill or injured children at our facility before they have to be taken to Boston or some other location. So we are equipped to handle just about anything.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I know a few friends that have had their kids have to go in there, and thankfully they came out okay. But I mean, once somebody uses the facility, they love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I should touch on also the non-clinical side of things. We do have programs like pet therapy, art therapy, music therapy, yoga. Do you know about our child life staff at all?
No.
You heard? This is my favorite one to talk about because they're incredible. They're
Okay.
incredible. So, child life staff is a non-clinical position, but they specialize in actually teaching children and families about their diagnosis through a developmentally appropriate way.
Oh.
So I was actually just talking to a family the other day, and his sister received a lung transplant, and she is receiving the post care at BBCH. And in order for her brother to understand what she was going through, the child life specialist actually created a book with her sister in it.
Neat.
All the steps,
Yeah,
updated as
Right.
her story was changing. They'll teach kids, if you have to get an x-ray, you'll play with a bear that does an x-ray, or they're just,
Right.
they are angels.
Right. Creative ways to help them cope and
Yeah.
get through it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
That's cool.
Any other services that you want to?
Well, we have 23 outpatient clinics.
Okay.
I mean, there's everything: neurology, cystic fibrosis clinics. We have MCCP, which is the Maine Children's Cancer Program. I mean, there is essentially anything you can think of. We have genetics is one of the big ones as well. We have a couple kiddos too that have been recently diagnosed with really rare diseases that, I mean, there are only a couple in the world, so we've got it all.
You got it.
If you need it, we
That's
got
awesome.
it.
Now, if somebody wanted to just come look at the hospital, like get a tour, do you guys do tours or anything like that?
So, because of hospital quality and infection control, we do kind of have a restricted process to get people into the hospital. So groups like Remax, we always are happy to give tours. We do offer groups the opportunity to come in and bring a meal to patient families.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, if there isn't a tie to the hospital, if you aren't a current patient, they do kind of put restrictions on who's allowed in, just for the safety and privacy.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay. So I think the next thing to chat about is like fundraising and all that kind of fun stuff, right? So only because I'm a Remax broker, and we are a miracle office, and I think this is my miracle agent thing. So how does it? I mean, I know we give donations through like every transaction that we do. Do you have a lot of? There's got to be a lot of companies that do that sort of thing, like proceeds go to you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I would say Remax is unique in how they do their donations, just because it is with the transactions.
Right.
I mean, we have other programs like credit unions where employees can donate, or
Sure.
But Remax is pretty unique in its, buyer, seller, transaction closing. You can donate. That is pretty unique to this program.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, any place I've ever worked, I've never seen anything like that where it's just, we just do it. It's just kind of part of our culture, which I love. So the relationship with Remax and, the Children's Miracle Network, let's chat about that a little bit. What's your role in that? You're the liaison?
That is.
Hey, keep going.
Yes, that's me. That's
rah,
me.
rah,
I am your personal cheerleader.
Yeah. Good.
So I help with all Remax agencies. I'm the person that shows up, knocking on the door, shows up with a folder and says, "Hey, heard about the Miracle Home Program?" That's what I do, and it's incredible. I've gotten to know so many people throughout the state of Maine and so many agents. And to be honest, side note, real estate is actually what I originally wanted to do.
Oh, nice.
So it's a cool kind of tie-in to see everything.
Well, if you ever
that's
decide
going
to come over to the dark side,
I appreciate it. I can hang out right here.
You can hang out
There's
right
an extra
here.
desk.
We'll take care of you, right?
It's
We'll
perfect.
make Maine your home. There you go.
So I do. I act as the liaison between Children's Miracle Network and Remax. And so essentially what my responsibilities are, we have ongoing conversations with a national level just to see how we can better support agents and agencies and how we can steward better and just make sure that you're all taken care of.
Right. So if there's, let's say there's a small business out here, watching this and they're like, hey, I want to get involved.
Yeah.
Or there's just somebody, sitting on their couch, saying, hey, I'm watching this and I want to give money. How do they get involved? Do they contact you directly? Do they go through the website? How does that work?
So there's a couple different ways. So if you do go to bbch.org. Not .com. /donate. You can donate directly online.
Okay.
So that is one opportunity. For small businesses, we actually do sponsorship opportunities as well. So we have things like the Slugger Open, which is a golf tournament. We have the BBCH Open, which is a golf tournament. So for some businesses who do want to be involved at a little bit of a higher level, we do have sponsorship packages, and that kind of gives you a little bit more interaction with us, with the program, with BBCH in general.
Right.
But we are always happy to talk to anybody who just even wants to learn more. I mean,
right.
I'm still learning more every day and finding more reasons why I love what I do, just because it's so incredible, the small things that are thought of and taken care of, and it's incredible. So
yeah,
I mean, if anyone has any questions, or
it's got to be super rewarding. And I will say, I mean, if you are a small business looking to help out, she's great. She's come and done a few of our events, like set up tables, and it always makes whatever event we're doing much better. You know what I mean? I think everybody who comes, loves all the work that you guys do. It's just it just makes it overall better. Yeah. So
it's for the kids.
Exactly.
That's the thing when it comes down to it's for the children. It's for children. We serve all of Maine and northern New Hampshire, and we see there's about 100,000 patient visits a year.
Wow. And
we can't do it alone. We just can't. So we do rely on community support. But it's just the children are our future is what it comes down to. So making sure that they get the best care close to home is extremely important for us and everyone, essentially.
It's amazing, yeah. It really is. And of course, being close to Boston too helps. So anything that you can't do,
absolutely,
get kids down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else? Any last words? Final thoughts? Any contact info? We got bbch.org.
Yes.
Facebook page is facebook.com/who knows. Just search for Barbara Bush Children's Hospital.
I am not 100% sure.
Search for Barbara Bush Children's Hospital on Facebook. We'll look it up and put it up there on the screen and all that stuff. And your contact information, if it's all right, I'll put it in the video and in the comments and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anything else? No?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you to anybody who is supporting the Children's Hospital or would like to learn more. We really can't do it alone and rely on your support and your help. It's not hard to look and find somebody who's been affected and needed the Children's Hospital, and thank you. If you are considering or are involved, just thank you so much. And thank you.
That's great. No, thanks for coming.
Miracle agent. Miracle agent. You.
Miracle agent. So, hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. Keirstin's great. If you have any questions, reach out to her, reach out to me. I can get you in touch with her. It's really just such a great organization. I'm so glad that you came on and chatted with me here for this little bit of time. So, anyway, let us know, comment below, send me an email. You guys know how to get in touch with me. And remember, if you're going to make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone.